People will get ideas. Otherwise, no idea. I cannot talk when I am alone. No idea. I think only mad people talk to themselves, isn't it? Without people. They talk to themselves. Can see still people are coming. Yes. Before that, I would like to introduce this new publication. You might have read the previous edition. This time there are more than 100 pages extra and new articles and re-edited. It's a very big effort. Just completed. This evening we got the books. So this one is available. Of course this one we cannot give free. We had to pay, I think, about $38,000 for this book. It's available for $10. Then we also printed this booklet, Practical Buddhism. It's a new article, 20,000 copies. This one we are going to distribute free. 48 pages. And cost about $8,000 for 20,000 copies. So whatever collection, Friday and some other individual collections, we use for this kind of publication. I believe these 20,000 copies are not enough for our Vesak celebration. Also new approach. So tomorrow evening you can collect a copy from Stadium Nagara. Last Friday we were talking about heaven and hell, isn't it? Yes. Number 4. Number 5. Tonight we are going to discuss how far can Buddhism agree with modern scientific discoveries. Because intellectuals always say Buddhism is a scientific religion. There are many reasons for them to tell why Buddhism is a scientific religion. What is science and what is religion? First we have to define these two subjects. Religion is based on belief. Few thousand years ago, according to their way of thinking, people had certain beliefs about their life and the world, the universe, nature, and so many things that which exist in this universe. Later, when they started their religious way of thinking, they have imbued or incorporated concept of God and morals, ethics, precepts, commandments, principles, so many other good things. So when you define a religion, you can see mere belief without any definitions or justifications or evidence or significance, just belief. Later, these beliefs become very, very strong in the man's mind. Then try to justify. When different groups or different cults, different religious concepts started to develop, they have strengthened their own belief. Then started religious competition, arguments. Now if we can analyze all those arguments that we use in the name of religion, all are based on our belief. We justify according to our belief, but not using the sense of reasoning. Now this is religion. That is why there are many so-called scientists, psychologists, and philosophers, rationalists, free thinkers, who are not ready to accept all those religious beliefs. To them, there is no value actually. They regard them as mere belief. But those who have accepted religion through their faith and devotion and confidence try to justify that their religion is true, their religion is superior to another religion. That is how they started religious competition. Today, we have very unhealthy religious competition. Because of this unhealthy attitude, some people say, better to do away with religion, keep away from religion. Then we can live peacefully. Actually, today, many people cannot live peacefully because of this religious competition. They also develop discriminations, and hatred, jealousy, and disturb others and try to drag others into their faith. If the purpose of a religion is to cultivate man's mind, conduct or behavior, to experience peace and happiness, and to find out salvation or liberation, there is no reason for people to develop such hatred or jealousy or discrimination. So what is happening today? Through their religion, their respective religion, they apply selfishness and desire or craving. These are the two things that they use to introduce religion. Then, human egoism. When two people start to argue regarding one particular religious issue, they lose their temper. They shout at each other and they ridicule, they accuse, they condemn, they curse. That is human egoism. If they talk about religion, there is no reason for them to show their emotion. This is our weakness. So as Buddhists, when we talk about any religion, we should not show our emotion or our anger. We can talk gently and we can tell them frankly, these are our views and I don't want to ridicule your views or your belief, but I am not ready to accept. I must have that freedom. This is our attitude. Then, what is science? Without depending on religion, without considering mythologies, belief, or concept of God, they wanted to use their human intellect, their deep thinking, to understand so many unknown things in this world. So they have devoted their time, one after the other, and discovered many things which our ancestors or primitive people could not understand. So science and technology revealed many things by giving reasons without depending on belief. They have no belief. Belief is important when we cannot understand. Remember this. If we can understand, belief is not important. We accept, we know that it is true, or it is right, or it is wrong. So it is not a belief. And this is the way how the Buddha tried to introduce a religion, if you want to use the word religion. That is why those intellectuals say Buddhism is a scientific religion. Now how to define and see the advice given by the Buddha. First advice is that you should not accept anything through mere faith. Don't develop your belief at once. Later you will come to know your belief or what you believed earlier is wrong. Therefore, first you must study. Pariyatti, Patipatti, Pativeda. These are the three methods introduced by the Buddha. First one is called Pariyatti, the knowledge that we gain either by reading or discussing or listening or thinking. We gather some sort of knowledge. First we must have that knowledge. That is the first stage. Then the second stage is Patipatti. That means practice and see whether it is true or not. Buddha has given further explanation regarding this. He said, I am not telling anything according to any theories or belief, or I am not conveying any message. Everything what I tell you based on my experience. It is real scientific discovery. Scientists also did the same thing. Then he said, I realize why we should not commit evil, bad things. Not because that someone advises us not to do, not because that someone commands us, dictate us, not because that someone say that he will punish us. No. I knew why it is wrong. Because I can understand how I had to suffer life after life according to my wrong deeds, evil deeds. Because I was an ordinary human being at that time. I have done lot of mistakes, bad things. Because of those bad deeds, I had to suffer. Then I knew these things are wrong. So, therefore I advise you according to my experience. Then he says, I advise you to do good because I have done lot of good deeds. Even by sacrificing my whole life, I have done a tremendous service to every living being, not only towards human beings. And I have maintained, upheld so many good principles and good qualities. And today, I am standing here as the Buddha, as an enlightened person, because of those good qualities and virtues. Then I advise you, attanam upamam kattva. Not necessary for you to be bothered about philosophy or psychology or mythologies or belief. Your own experiences are more than enough for you to understand. So it is a real scientific discoveries and interpretation. Without maintaining any belief or theories, or without depending on anybody, any supernatural beings. Our own experience. Now let us take a few examples regarding these scientific discoveries. How can we merge the Buddha's teaching and modern scientific discoveries? Let us take one by one. Theory of evolution, anthropology, discovered by Charles Darwin. Pointed out how evolution or the development has taken place for us to stand here today as human beings. And this discovery has given a big blow to many of those religionists who believed that human beings or everything here in this world were created by a God at once. So those religionists were very, very unhappy. They tried to refute, but it has become a losing battle. They could not win the battle because more and more educated people accepted, because anthropology gives enough evidence to prove how this evolution has taken place. They had to fight with this issue up to 1950. Then they realized if they want to go against this, they may lose everything. Then announce those who are willing to accept this theory of evolution can do so. But they have given new interpretation. What is this new interpretation? According to them, this world, this human life, and everything were created, say, about 7,000 years ago. What they have done is this. They have twisted and given new version, new interpretation. These 7,000 or 6,000, here 1,000 years we should not calculate in terms of our way of calculating. 1,000 years may become 1 million. They had to go back. How they try to justify. But formally they have not given such interpretation. So when they could not face the challenge, they had to twist and change and give new version, new interpretation to their basic teaching. But when we study the teachings of the Buddha, but not Buddhism, please remember, I have told you on many occasions the difference between Buddhism and the teachings of the Buddha. Buddhism means mixture of so many beliefs, tradition, culture. The teachings of the Buddha, when you refer, when you read, you cannot find a single word uttered by the Buddha which contradicts or goes against his modern scientific discoveries. There is nothing for us to change. But in Buddhism there are many things for us to change, because these ideas, belief, concept, tradition, practices have been given, introduced by some disciples from time to time. Different schools of Buddhism have given different interpretation. These beliefs and traditions become out of date. But the basic teachings of the Buddha remain forever. It is Dhamma. Esa Dhammo Sanantano. Dhamma is Sanantana. Dhamma is eternal. No one can change the Dhamma revealed by the Buddha. Now how are we going to compare now? He says, Charles Darwin, the first life was originated in the water. One cell, living being as amoeba. This is the origin of first life on this earth. But we are not ready to accept that is the beginning of a life. Because Charles Darwin could not understand so many other factors, energies beyond this amoeba. He could not go beyond that. But Buddhism can contribute so many other factors for us to study further and further. But he is right from that point onward. But he is in the dark. He knows or he knew only about elements, elemental side. How changes have taken place from time to time. How different formation, different shape, different kinds of living beings appear on this earth due to this evolution. But he had no idea whatsoever about the mental evolution. Remember this. He knew only the evolutions of the elements. Life is a combination of mental energy and the element or the matter. So he has learned only one thing. He used only one track. But that track is correct, but unfinished. Evolutions or changes take place from time to time, birth to birth, according to our mental attitudes. Then the elements also change. That is why we can see a different shape. He knew only the evolutions or the development. The Buddha has pointed out not only evolutions or the development and deteriorations of the same elements and same mental attitude. That is the weakness in anthropology. So when we take anything that which is covered by scientists, we can agree up to that point. But something is missing always. Now see the difference now. The Buddha says, the universal characteristics or the nature in every existing thing. What is this? Changes and impermanence. So evolution means changing. The Buddha used the word change, changing. Scientists use the word evolution. Changes take place for the development as well as for deterioration, decline, both ways. So here you can understand the richness, uniqueness of the Buddha's scientific discovery. Because scientists used only intellect. They used only their mind. The Buddha have gone beyond that. There is a vast difference between intellect and spiritual development, which is called enlightenment. There are very intelligent, very clever people in this world. Their thinking power, very sharp knowledge, penetrative knowledge is remarkable. But when you study their personal behavior, character, temperament, mental attitude, you can see a lot of human weaknesses in them. either pride or greed or egoism or jealousy in them. That's why I told you there's a difference between intellect and spiritual development. So when we developed our mind by eradicating those human weaknesses, by using that intellect, then we gain enlightenment. We go further. So scientists used only intellect. The Buddha used intellect, spiritual development, wisdom, enlightenment. Take another example. Those scientists who have discovered atomic energy, this is not a new discovery. First time in the history, a Buddhist monk in India by the name of Vasubandhu, he was a Mahayana Buddhist scholar, 4th century. Mentioned about atomic energy. Before that, people never talk anything about atomic energy. The Pali and Sanskrit word is Paramanu. Parama Anu. Parama means highest. Anu means this particle, tiniest particle. Now, when the sun beams come through the roof, you can see dust flowing. You can see how many millions and millions of small particles are floating there. But without that sun beams, we cannot see. So when we analyze such tiniest thing into how many thousands or how many millions, I do not know. Atom is like this. There is nobody in this world who can see atom. Those who have discovered atom also never knew what it is. No one can see it. Just like karma. Now we always talk about our karma, but we cannot see. But we can see the karmic effect, good and bad result we experience, but we cannot see the karma. Just like atomic energy. So, the scientists have developed this. They might have done this with good intention to do some service to mankind. And this is the danger of intellect that they use without any spiritual development, because their discoveries can be used not only for constructive purposes but for destructive purposes. So today, atomic energy has become, nuclear energy has become real curse to whole mankind, not only the mankind, the whole world. By using this energy, they can completely turn the whole earth into ashes. It is a wonderful discovery. At the same time, if they develop this energy for good purposes without diverting toward the destructive purpose, they might have done wonderful service to mankind. Then, again let us come to the Buddha. Human mind discovered, developed, diverted. So that means human mind is more energetic, more forceful than atomic energy. Human mind can use this energy for anything whatever he likes. So the Buddha has mentioned this earlier. He said, amongst all those existing energies in this universe, human energy, the human mental energy, is the strongest energy. Human mental energy can topple anything in this world, which atomic energy also cannot do. At the same time, for constructive purposes, we can develop this human mental energy to serve the whole world, whole universe. This is the difference between scientific discovery of atomic energy and the Buddha's discovery of mental energy. Now let us take another example. All the other religions teach us this world or this earth was created by a God few thousand years ago. The Buddha never mentioned this. He has given a different interpretation about the earth and the world and the universe. H.G. Wells, well-known historian, when you read his world history, you can see what he has written. He was not a Buddhist. He says that we were taught that this world was created by a God few thousand years ago. But when you study geology or geography, scientific discovery, you can understand that it has taken few millions of years for this globe to cool down, to settle down. How can we believe that God created everything within 1 week? They are intelligent people who are not ready to surrender their intelligence to belief and mythologies. Bertrand Russell's Wisdom of the West in the 20th century. Although he does not like religion, everybody respects him. So according to him, When you read his book, you can see there is no reason for people to believe that there is a beginning, the origin of this world. There is no beginning or there is no origin, because everything is going on changing. They can understand this. All these are scientific discoveries. Then, what did the Buddha say? He has given us this warning. In Anguttara Nikaya, Sutra Pitaka. Anamataggoyang bhikkhave sansaro pubbha koti na panyayati. In simple language. That is why he always introduced everything as a chakra. Chakra means wheel. Sansara chakra, existence, wheel of existence. And everything that which exists go round like this. Then whatever we discover as beginning depend on so many other things that we cannot understand. That is why we say this is the beginning. We go on searching, surveying, studying and find out something. Say this is the beginning, just like Charles Darwin. He found out the beginning, but that is not the beginning. So the beginning of the world earlier, Buddha has used paticca samuppada, dependent upon origination. That means the relativity discovered by Albert Einstein. Before that, many people could not understand. Existence never takes place with the life or anything in this world without depending on another. And that thing depends on some other thing. And that other thing depends on something else. Then goes one round. Again come back to the same. Now this is the meaning of wheel of existence. To understand these things, we had to study. By using our belief, we cannot understand anything. Through our devotion, we cannot understand anything. Then, regarding the world, so-called world, let us take only this globe. They talk about the creations and the beginning of the world. They talk about the end of the world. Some people are ready to run away. They say end of the world is coming, you must hurry up. Accept, believe in God, otherwise you have no place. They try to bluff innocent people, mislead innocent people, creating all sort of cock and bull stories about end of the world. There is nobody to destroy this world. No one can destroy. Existence has taken place due to combinations of so many things. When those things slowly start to disintegrate, dissolve, separate, then the destruction takes place naturally. There is no God, no devil behind to handle all these things. That is what the Buddha said. It is natural. exist for a long period, the millions, billions, trillions, or incalculable period, going on changing. Now we can see the changes within 50 to 60 years' time, during our lifetime. How many changes have taken place in this world? Such a short period. Our own experience. And what about those who lived few hundred years ago? And the changes that you have experienced within your lifetime. Again, your children, your grandchildren experience. This entirely become a new world system, environment, atmosphere, way of life, outlook. This is called change. So no one can stop these changes. You can pray, you can worship, you can cry, no one can stop. Then the man's mind, not only physically, man's mind also going on changing. 50 to 75 years ago, many of our people were innocent. Criminal-minded people were very, very few. Cunning and crooked people were very few. But today, our selfishness, cunningness, crookedness, cleverness develop up to the maximum limit. Further development take place in time to come, don't worry. You can pray, but cannot stop. When we were young, we have never heard that people close their doors at daytime. We have never seen. When they go out, if there is nobody at home, then they close the door. What about the situation today? When you are at home, how many doors? Iron gate, wooden doors, glass, padlock, and cat eye to peep and see, and burglar alarms. These things they have never heard in their life, those days. Even then, there is no security. Fear is there in your mind. So is that the development of mankind? Then who create this problem? Animals? Devils? Ghosts? Human beings. Wonderful human beings who have studied all those science and technology, use modern scientific method, technology, come and rob and bluff and disturb and destroy. And time bomb, remote control, time bomb. This is development. In time to come, there will be so many discoveries for the destructive purpose. They use religion with selfishness and cunningness for their own benefit. Go and glorify, advertise mislead others for their own benefit. But no mental training, discipline, development, understanding, no honesty, kindness, compassion in their mind, then what is the use of religion if these good qualities are not in the man's mind? The Buddha has mentioned this in Mahasihanada Sutta, in Digha Nikaya, Sutra Pitaka, how this deterioration take place in the man's mind, go down and down and down and down and down. No one can stop this. Then again, having seen, experienced the bad effects, consequences, unfortunate situation, then start to think why the situation is like this. Then it will take again how many thousands or how many millions of years development. So the development and deterioration. Again development and deterioration. This is nature. The God has nothing to do with this. He cannot handle this. We can pray and worship, very good. No harm at all. A well-known saying, you can believe in God, you can worship, very good, for your protection. But don't forget to close the door when you go out. There is no guarantee that God will look after your house until you come back. But you can pray, very good, no harm. So all these scientific discoveries today, that man's cunningness and selfishness, completely polluted, misused, abused. That is why they say, some free thinkers say, science is inhuman, no heart. Science got only mind, no heart. Religion is irrational. What? Without using their sense of reasoning, religionists try to introduce so many belief and mythologies and superstitious ideas. Therefore they say religion is irrational. But it is not true. And man has spoiled these two things. Now let us take politics. Everybody says politics is dirty. Then what is the purpose of politics? To serve the mankind, to protect peace, justice, order. Then how can you say politics is bad? Politics is noble. But man's selfishness, cunningness, completely polluted politics. Remember, therefore we say, politics is very bad. Nothing wrong with politics. Something is wrong with the man's mind. Because politicians all over the world get more chance, more power, more authorities to abuse and misuse. That is why people say politics is dirty. But if they use politics gently, can do wonderful service. Religion also. Religion, any religion, whether they are Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists or others, main purpose of religion, the founders of all those religions, they have done with good intention to do some service to mankind. But the followers have become so selfish. They have completely changed the basic teaching and going on preaching and teaching and introducing all sort of rubbish in the name of religion. Therefore they say religion is irrational. Now let us take another example. Newton discovered something else, gravity. Formerly we have never heard this. There is something like this. You see, one day he was sitting under an apple tree, one apple dropped, then he started to think and discovered, oh, it is gravity. That is not the first time that he has seen something is dropping. He might have seen millions of times so many other fruits also dropping. But he never thought seriously to study something, because he knew there must be some reason. Instead of going up, why this thing comes down? That is what he wanted to discover. So without depending on God or anything, then he went on studying and discovered there is something which is called gravity. That this gravity exists in a certain area. When you go up and up and up, and there will be an area in the space, no gravity. After that we cannot come down, going on floating like this. And those who have landed on the moon had to take special precaution because of this. They cannot move their hand like this. There is no gravity. And they cannot walk. They had machine for everything, spring. But here we have all these things. That is why we can do so many things. Then we cannot see this gravity. The Buddha introduced this karmic energy, cosmic energy, exactly like this natural gravity. So if we experience the bad effects according to our bad deeds, that karmic energy work exactly like gravity. We cannot blame because it is natural. Example, a small child climb that fountain and go round and round, running, and suddenly drop into the pond. And if it is very deep, that child may die. Then what is the cause of this death? What is the cause? Gravity. If there is no gravity, this child never fall into this pond. So the karmic energy is exactly like this. Alright, if we say, oh, this child might have to face this untimely death because of his bad karma, then you can argue, how can this karma punish this innocent child? He doesn't know anything. Then why did that gravity punish that innocent child? Karmic energy never consider anything. Karmic energy has no mercy, no cruelty. It is natural. Electricity. Another innocent man go and touch a wire where you can see some sort of current shortage or leakage, get shocked, may die. Innocent, accidentally. But can we blame this electricity? How can this electricity attack or punish this innocent man? Because he doesn't know anything, this child doesn't know anything. So the karma that the Buddha has explained is exactly like this electricity, if not this gravity. It is not handled by a God, not handled by the Buddha, it is natural. That's what earlier he has told us. I am telling you all these things according to my experience. So your duty is to understand what is right, what is wrong, and how to avoid evil deed and how to do good deed without depending on anybody, because you can understand. Then, just now I told you, the Buddha introduced everything here in this world as a wheel or circle. Go round and round. Never remain even fractions of a second without moving. If this earth remains for few seconds or few minutes without moving, do you think that we can survive? But those days we never knew that this earth is moving, because our knowledge was very poor. Our astrologers also explained. They also accepted that the sun goes round and round, because we can see. In the morning we can see sun rising from there. Evening we can see it goes very big round. And this is the way how we measure according to our vision, what we see. But what we can see, what we can hear, what we can smell, what we think, all these things are 95% wrong. Later we will come to know that our measurement, our judgment is wrong when you study. When we were small children, we had wonderful belief about world and life and this and that. I remember when I was small boy, my parents told me, every time when rainbows appear, they say, you will see the Sakra, the king of God, when he wanted to take water from here, he dropped this one and take water. Because after some time the rain comes. This experience. This is the way how we judge everything in this world. But today, even children also can understand what is that rainbow is. Only vision. In reality, there is nothing. Sunlight and the water. It is illusion. It is called Maya, illusion. And we take this for granted that there is something. So, in those days they have recorded these things in their holy books, in their religious books. Still they are fighting to justify. Or this is revealed by the God, given by the God, therefore we cannot reject. But scientists are not ready to accept. So the Buddha says everything is moving. A Greek philosopher, either Plato or Aristotle, I think Plato, said in his philosophy, a man cannot jump into the same river twice. Can you understand why? The water is flowing, never remains standing. Once he jumps and come out, the water already went very far. And fresh water has reached into this area. That is why he says, a man cannot jump twice into the same river. Of course, the name of the river we give, that is our method. Then Buddhism says, same man cannot jump into the same river twice. Can you understand this? How many times changes have taken place within few minutes here? When the mind changed 17 times, whole physical body changed once. We don't feel it because the mental beats work 17 times and again work like this. Then the whole system changed once. But we experience this after many years. Oh, changes have taken place. When the teeth started to shake, when the hair started to drop and grey color and the skin became very dry, now changes have taken place. But start every second, things are going on changing. When they study biology, now you can understand our blood cells and everything here in this physical body, they say every 3 months. To them at least 3 months. But Buddhism says every second changes take place. In going on changing, after sometimes you come to know, yes, it is true. So, Buddhism says there is nothing for us to accept as permanent entity, that which remain in any part of the universe because of this. If there is anything to exist, existence takes place because of these changes. If no changes, no existence. Then recently, scientists have discovered many things. Test tube babies. Then people ask, all right, those who believe in God, that God created life, and what is the difficulty for that God to create this baby in the mother's womb? Why does he create this baby in the test tube? These are the arguments. Again, Buddhists and Hindus believe their own karma. A woman who cannot conceive in her womb, condemned by their religious people, oh, she might have done some bad karma in her birth, therefore she cannot bear children. Give up. But scientists did not give up. See, they did not surrender to God or surrender to the karma. Now, they can produce without God, without karma. Then what is the Buddhist attitude now? Can we justify? Another uniqueness in Buddhism. Buddha says there are 4 methods at which either support or topple our own karma. By using our effort, intelligence, energy, we can change many of our bad karmas, but not everything. You have not learned this. For everything, Hindus and Buddhists say, oh, what to do, this is our bad karma. Others say, what to do, this is will of God. But scientists throw away all these beliefs. They have discovered many things to go against their belief. Here the Buddha says, by using intelligence, effort or energy, you can topple many of your karma. This is one of them, effort and intelligence. They use, if it is due to certain bad karma, can topple it. But there are many other karmas we cannot do. Another thing. They have discovered to change the complexion, features of ugly person to beautify, become pretty. They take certain hormones and molecules and all sorts of things and inject into an ugly person. Then that person's features, outlook or the complexion change, become beautiful. They have discovered. Then those who believe that, oh, God created me like this, what to do? Again, Buddhists and Hindus and others say, what to do, this is our bad karma, we were born like this. But those people, they say, we can change it. That is intelligence, effort. The Buddha has paved the way for this kind of discoveries. These are the reasons why people say Buddhism is a scientific religion. There are 101 things for us to point out like this. I think this is enough. So next Friday, number 6. What are the main reasons for intellectuals like scholars, scientists, psychologists, historians and philosophers to appreciate Buddhism? Why do they appreciate Buddhism? Next Friday. Related the same subjects. Okay, 1 minute. sit down. Today we have a duty to perform. Very active, one of our devotees, a lady, I think all of you know her, Mrs. Tantik Bing. Yesterday she was here, and this morning she was admitted to the hospital. Still, I understand doctors also could not diagnose actually what it is. Sickness, not serious. You know how active and how useful for all of us, for all our religious activities. So this is a time that she needs our radiations of our loving kindness, compassion towards her for her quick recovery. So please stand up while we are reciting these verses and radiate your loving kindness for her quick recovery. Thank you. Akasattha Jabummattha Devanaga Mahittika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiram Rakkhantu Lokasasanam Devo Vasatu Kalena Sattva Sampatti Hetuca Pito Bhavatu Lokoca Raja Bhavatu Dhammiko Idam Me Jnati Inam Hotu Sukita Huntu Jnatayo Imina Punya Kammena Mami Bala Samagamo Satang Samagamo Hotu Yava Nibbana Pattiya